Hey guys, Gathering Magic back again. It's Sunday, so you know what time that is. It's time for the Splinterlands Land Market Watch. This is episode number 25. Today is April 6th, 2025, and we're going to talk about all things land. There's been a lot of movement in land prices over the last couple weeks, especially some of the totems and time crystals, so we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to start with how many plots are for sale on Peak Monsters. So when we first started tracking it 2 weeks ago, there was just over 2,700 plots available. Currently, there's 2,563. So you can see over 140 plots have disappeared off the marketplace. Plot prices in the market in game are currently going just under $45. So the two cheapest plots are listed at $44.98, where 2 weeks ago they're $42.39. Over on Hive, there are 4 plots currently selling for just over $30, and then after that it jumps up to I think about $34 or $35. So if you're looking to pick up some unidentified plots for right around $30, head on over to Hive, type in plot for the search, and hopefully you can be able to snag one for right around 30 bucks. Okay, land tracks. 2 weeks ago, we saw the first movement in months. There was a tract available for $5,750. That track either sold or was taken down, because now we're back to the price that we had for months, $11,750, with 2 tracks available. Looking at regions, there's still that one region selling in the marketplace for over $88,000. That has not changed. Okay, time crystals. So that is one of the big news items for the last 2 weeks. For the last several months, you guys know I've been tracking this, and time crystals have been selling for 3.2, 3.5 cents a piece. You know, right around 40 DEC. Currently, they're selling for just under 78 DEC. So the price has doubled. So they're now about 7 cents a piece. You can buy them directly in game for 100 DEC, so you're still getting a good discount, but not nearly what you could have gotten over the last several months. So the time to stockpile all those time crystals may be coming to an end soon. Definitely, I don't think we're going back down to 3 cents for time crystals. Totem fragments have moved up for the commons. From 2 weeks ago, you could see common fragments were selling for just over $1, $1.05. Currently, common totem fragments are selling for $1.43. Rare totem fragments are still selling for $6. Epic totem fragments went from $25 2 weeks ago to over $33. And then legendary totem fragments went from $148. There was 10 available. There's only 2 left, and they are asking $225 a piece. So totem fragments are going up in price, as well as totems. For quite a while, totems were in that $7, $8 range. 2 weeks ago, they had moved up to 10, and now they're 14, approaching $15 a totem for the commons. You can see the rares are still the same, about $48 for a rare totem. Epic totems went from 170 to 173. And legendary totems are sitting right at $700. Totem claims, they moved up as well from $10.68 to $15. The other rarities stayed the same as they were 2 weeks ago. So just under $70 for a rare, $300 for an epic, and $1,750 for a legendary totem claim. Okay, land barons. So if you wanted to buy the 50 cheapest plots on the marketplace, how much would it cost you? Well, 2 weeks ago, it would have cost you $747 for those 50 plots, so just under $15 a plot. A little bit cheaper this time, looking at $693.81, so just under $14 a plot. Okay, a new addition to the Land Market Watch this week are what are the cheapest natural plots. So we're going to look at the 4 different resources that are currently in game and what the cheapest price is. So if you are looking for a grain producing plot, the cheapest available on Peak Monsters is $18.49. If you're looking for a wood plot, the cheapest is $12.99. The cheapest stone plot is $14, and the cheapest ore is $19. So ore is the highest price, surprisingly a little bit over grain, for the 4 natural resources that we can currently harvest on land. Okay, so now what are the cheapest five plots by rarity? So starting with the common natural, 2 weeks ago we were looking at $12.50 to about $15 for the range. Same this week. So your cheapest price is just under $13 in region 108. There are 10 plots available, 5 forests and 5 swamps. In region 143, there's a forest available for $13. In regions 23, 81, 115, 117, and 118, you can pick up plots for $14. Region 108, you can pick up 2 swamps at $14.97 apiece. And then in region 118, you can pick up forests. There are 7 available for $14.99. Okay, looking now at the rare natural plots, 2 weeks ago, $26 to $28 was your range. There's a couple a little bit cheaper this week. There is one plot available, a forest, available in region 143 for 20 bucks. That's by far the cheapest. Then the next cheapest is $25, and those are found in regions 23 and 132. Next is there are 9 canyons available in region 115. Those are $25.99 a piece. Canyon available in region 93 for 27. And then finally in region 115, there are canyons and deserts available for $27.48. Okay, moving on to your epic plots. 2 weeks ago, $90 to $100 range. This week, a couple cheaper. There is an $80 plot available in 143. That is a forest. Region 115 has 2 canyons and 1 desert available for $86.42. There's a hills available in region 141 for $89.69. 2 swamps in region 135 for 90 bucks. And then for $95, you can get plots in regions 69, 85, 135, and 140. So those are your cheapest 5 epic naturals. Next, legendaries. So legendaries saw a big jump in price. So last week they were $250 to $345. Everything in that range has been gone. It's either been sold or taken down and relisted higher. Your cheapest legendary natural plot is $347.50 in region 133. Regions 108 and 112 have plots available for $348. Region 85 has 3 available for $350. Region 7 has a forest available for $385. And then finally, you can pick up a tundra in region 135 for $449. Okay, that's it for your natural plots. Now let's look at the magical ones. So 2 weeks ago, 27 to 35 was the range, almost the same range this week. $26.99, there are 3 plots available in regions 115, 2 death plots, and a fire plot. Region 13 has dragon magic available for $29.99. Region 28 has 2 earth magical plots available for $30. Region 23 has a water plot for $33. And then finally, Region 125 has a dragon magical plot available for $35.69. So those are your cheapest common magical plots. The rares, 2 weeks ago, $45 to $50 range. The same this week, $45 to $50 range. Same plots as 2 weeks ago. Region 23 has a water plot in Region 45. Region 125 is a fire plot for $48.88. $50 plots available in 42, and then a majority of them are all in region 85. And then finally it jumps from $50 up to $65 is your next cheapest, and that is region 42 for an earth magical plot. Okay, epic natural plots. 2 weeks ago, 125 to 199. This week the cheapest is in region 125. Fire magic available for $126.69. Region 85 once again has a lot of magical plots available. A death, earth, life, and water plot for $128 a piece. Region 112 has 2 fire and 1 life plot for $199. Region 8 has an earth magical plot for $295. And then finally, Region 16 is a life magical plot for $299. Okay, and then your legendary magical. 2 weeks ago, $4.99 to $8.50 was the range. Cheapest this week is $530 in Region 59 for Earth Magic. Region 29 has Earth Magic as well for $599. Region 115 is a Fire Plot for $777. Region 81 has a Death Plot for $850. And then finally, Region 85 has Earth, Fire, and Water plots available for $888 a piece. So that is it for your Legendary Magical. So now for your Occupied plots, same as 2 weeks ago, same price range, $59 to $74.50. So to recap, from 2 weeks ago, Region 136 has a plot for $59. Region 132 is a plot for $70. Region 143 is a plot for $72. Regions 28 and 140 have plots for $74, as does Region 14. And then finally, Region 53 is a plot for $74.50. Okay, moving on to the rares. So 99 to about 112 2 weeks ago. Almost the same this week, $98.69 in Region 115, $99 in Region 136. $110 will get you plots in Regions 9, 42, 133, 140, 143, and 110. And then finally, for $111, there is a plot available in Region 133. Okay, moving on to your Epic Occupied. $299 to $419 2 weeks ago. Cheapest this week is just under $270 in Region 8, along with Region 115. $299 in Region 136. $300 in Region 60, and then Region 29 is a plot for $419. So as you can see, the cheapest 5, there's only one of each available. So there's not very many Epic Occupied for under $400. And then your Legendary Occupied plots, which are, I think they are the rarest in the game, even more than Castles and Keeps. Last time, you're looking at $799 up to $3,900. Look at how the prices have jumped on these. So there's only 4 available, and the cheapest is $2,000. So you have a $2,000 plot in Region 109, $2,500 plot in Region 85, $3,000 plot in Region 53, and then finally a $3,900 plot in Region 29. So there's only 4 available. All right, Keeps and Castles to round this out. So Keeps, 2 weeks ago, $878 to $2,690. This week, your cheapest keep is in Region 83. It's $850. Region 85 did sell one of their keeps, but they still have 6 more to sell for $888 a piece. Region 12 has a keep for $1,000. Region 137 is the next cheapest, almost doubling in price to $1,995. And then finally, in Region 18, there's a keep for $2,690. So not very many keeps. You've got, what, 7 keeps now under $1,000. Okay, and then castles. So 2 weeks ago, 8,500 to 8,888. There is a new castle available this week. It is in Region 133, which is Ravenwood. The castle there is $8,450. The next is in Region 69. You're looking at $8,500 there. And then finally, Region 85 again. Selling his keeps. He also has his castle for sale for $8,888. All right, before we round this out, let's look at the trade swaps. So if you're looking to trade resources in game, how have they changed since 2 weeks ago? So 2 weeks ago, 1 DEC would have cost you almost 71 grain. This week it'll cost you almost 82 grain. 1 DEC last time for every about 1.4 iron. Now we're looking at 1 DEC for every 3 iron. 1 DEC was 3.3 stone 2 weeks ago. Now look at that jump. 1 DEC, 3.3 stone. Now it's 9.14 stone. And then finally wood. 1 DEC would get you 22 wood. Now 1 DEC gets you 43 wood. So you can see the prices have changed dramatically for iron and for stone. So iron is what, 2.5 times. Stone is almost 3. Wood is doubled, and then grain is up a little bit. So those are the trade swaps for this week. Okay, guys, that is it for the land market watch. So, like I said, hopefully you guys for the last few months have been stockpiling up on time crystals and totems. Because if you don't have your common totems that you want for land, you're paying double what you would have, just even a month ago. So those prices may level out. We may still continue to go up depending on how close we are to the next phase of land. I know 1.75 just came out. But if we start getting more information on when the next phase comes out, if it's going to be sometime later this year, those prices may tick up again. So we'll just have to wait and see. So there you have it, guys. Next week will be the card market watch. Hopefully, if my power does not go out again, we'll be able to get to part one and part two. I was only able to do part one last week because of losing power, so we'll have a lot to cover in the second half of the card market watch next Sunday. So stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, stay the course, keep on forging, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Take care.